Good morning, or is it almost noon? Soul family. I want to show you something that just happened. It's just, Spirit said that there was a gift coming and something very special was on its way. And it's all to do with my spiritual path and my twin soul, actually. I have a Facebook friend named Doug Johnson, and I posted the video upon opening, but I'm going to show you guys because this is so cool. There's a connection. When my twin awakened, the animal messenger that came to him was the silver wolf, the gray wolf, and mine was the red hawk. And he's half Cherokee, my twin. And so Doug Johnson is he's got Cherokee in his family, and he has connections with the silver wolves. And there's a lot of basically what this is it's just showing you how connected we all are as a soul family. And he had something that he wanted to. He says, "I have something I want to give it to you. One day, I want to give it to you." And this, we've been talking for over 2 years. And his mother's 90, and he's been kind of going through her things. And the timing of me getting this is just amazing. And I'm going to show it to you. And what it is it's a Native American. It's a Cherokee, and she is the princess. Oh God, I show you this way. I got to show you the different things that are so amazing about her. I'll just let you see her at first. I mean, it's incredible. What's intriguing is there's something to do with butterflies. I mean, clearly transformation is taking place. A great transformation is taking place. And her bodice is a butterfly. She's holding on to this butterfly. She has butterflies on the straps of her moccasins, right? And she is a princess bride. She is a Cherokee princess bride. And I've had many past lives, and I've seen myself, and I was Cherokee. That's why I've always had this connection to the Cherokee. And why, as a white woman, I am a shaman. I am. I've had past lives of it. I've spoken with the animals. I work with the animal messengers. There's such a debate about people that are Native American, and they say, you're not a shaman. You have to be of Native American blood. You have to be appointed by, the shaman, the medicine man, or whatever. I am of Native American blood in another lifetime, but I work with the animal messengers. I'm not going to argue about this. This is just what it is. What's so amazing about this incredible gift is the timing of it. It's called Seeking Happiness in Marriage. She sends her wishes to the Great Spirit on the wings of a butterfly. And it's called Love Takes Wings, is what it's called. And I haven't... So this is the bride. Now, this is the divine feminine coming together with the divine masculine. And there's something about butterflies between my twin and I. This is a loud message to me as well. And he wanted to give me this because he said, this is the original paperwork. And when they chose this to buy it, there's your silver wolf in front of you. And I said, well, there's a spirit, there's eagle, right? And the turquoise, it's interesting because I've always known that there's something about turquoise that's very special to me. I lost my turquoise ring in my house somewhere, and I've been wearing this lapis, which is my twin's stone, cat, which represents him. But for now, my turquoise is missing. I need the turquoise. And the Call of the Wild silver ring. I told you he was the silver wolf, and that was his animal messenger. He wanted to show me the paperwork. I have the original paperwork. It's, it's Ashton Drake. And it was bought on the year that my twin found me again, when we reconnected and we knew, and we finally came together physically. That's when this was purchased. So there are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. There is a message in all of this. He brought me, what's interesting, my twin's a Pisces and I'm in a Pisces moon, and he says, I needed to bring you the shells. So this was my gift that was coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're on the right path, and it will exceed your expectations. I didn't count that ahead of time, but there is something that I did count of the butterflies when I first opened up, and I don't know where it was, but there were 5 butterflies showing, and that means a significant change is occurring in your life. So what's interesting as well is the fact that the butterfly that she's holding on to, is the color of the tiger. And I am the tiger. That's one of my messengers. I know this is convoluted and very detailed, but it means so much to me. My little cat, her name is Princess Tiger Lily, and this is the Princess Bride. And it's all together. It's all of these things come together. And this is the time when the twin souls are coming together. So he says to me, in the video, he says, it's time to take flight. He says, and you will find, and he named my twin, and I said, no, I'm not going to say it. But anyway, I wanted to show you, because I always, I show my presents when they come, and this is incredible. This is incredible. Along with the dreams that I had last night that were so incredibly lucid. But my shy twin, who is the silver wolf, God, this is just amazing. I mean, all of it. There's so many messages in this for me. And, you know, people will say, oh, you can find a message in anything. No, these are very detailed. This is very specific. I know what it means, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So we sat for a few hours, you know, out on the patio, and we had breakfast, and we talked about this. And this is the stand that, you know, I've got to figure out where to put her. I want to put her in a glass stand. Something, she needs to be protected from the elements. And that's a message as well. Because in all reality, and I know that my twin may not like to hear this, but this does not represent me. This represents my twin. My twin is the princess bride. He has the divine feminine energy. He's coming into his feminine energy, or that's what he holds within him, that very gentle, loving nature. And so when I look at Princess Tiger Lily, that's my cat, that's my twin. But this represents the marriage of the divine masculine and the feminine coming together. And that's what I'm seeing here, and it's incredible. And he needs to be protected. She needs to be protected from the elements. Very sensitive, very, very highly sensitive being. And the harsher elements of the world need to be put behind a shield. And so this, for me, I put my twin in a shield all the time, but this, for me, is a visual symbolization of him being protected, his divine gifts protected. Now, of course, my twin and I are one, so this also represents me. Today, as far as our reading goes, I felt like we were supposed to, there was something from the Faerytale Oracle, there was something from the Akashic Tarot, and there was something from the Vampire deck. And I'm not going to do what I've been doing. It's just been too stinking crazy. It's been too detailed and too confusing and taking way too much of my time and energy. So I'm not going to do as many messages as I have been, because it's just nuts. All right, so I'm going to put you guys down, and I'm going to set things up. God, I can't get over that. And while I was opening, or he was opening up the box, a song was playing, and the song was very important to me. It showed up in a dream the other night, so I knew what it meant. And there are no coincidences. Right now, Spirit is saying, make 3 wishes. Make 3 wishes. Make 3 wishes. Okay. All right. Okay, so Faerytale is one. Vampire Oracle is another. Yes, we'll do the we're not going to do Zodiac. I'm over that. It's annoying me because there was just too much complication with it. So what it can be is 1, 2, 3, ABC. What is it that you want your significant other to know? And this significant other can be a family member, a business partner, a love, a friend. It doesn't have to, you know, it's whatever it is for you. What is it that they want you to know? What is it that you want them to know? And what is it that Spirit says is something that you need to pay attention to, the both of you? What would be your word of, I mean, all of it's going to be advice, so it wouldn't be what would be your advice. What do they want you to know? What you want them to know? What does Spirit want to tell you for advice, or whatever it is that you want? And as I said, and that's as far into it as I'm going to go, because I'm over this whole thing. And then we're going to, so that you have more than one thing, I'll give you a message from, well, Spirit will give you a message from the Angel Answers. Whoops, sorry, I'm dropping things. The Angel Answers. And we're going to give you one message from the, where did it go? The Angel Cards, the Healing Angel Cards by Tony Carmine Salerno. Okay? So that'll give you a little pile. It's always fun to have a few to pick from. Okay, so that you can watch me do this, I'm going to pull this back. And you're here, right? La-la. Okay, so from the Akashic Tarot, 1, I'm just taking them straight from the top. 2, 3, or A, B, C, or what do they want you to know? What do you want them to know? What does Spirit want you to know? And here is the angel answers, angel answers, angel answers. This is the Faerytale. This is going to take too long. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't have done this way. Damn it. Why do I get things so complicated? And this is the Vampire Tarot. I'm going to try and not do... God, I've got way more. I just finished telling you guys that I wasn't going to give you a lot, and then I give you way more than I actually ever do. Good Lord. Okay. There must be a reason I'm doing all of this, right? There's a reason, or I wouldn't be doing it. My goodness. Okay. So I'm going to move these shells. I love these shells. I love, love, love these shells. I needed more of the ocean on my desk. As a mermaid, right? Okay. Here are your choices. What do they want you to know? What do you want them to know? What does Spirit want you to know? A, B, C. I don't care what you do. All right? So let's move it over like this. Oops. So which one do you want? And you can look at the shell could draw you in, right? So what do they want you to know? And I'm going to take the little ones last. So I'll put it in order of this. I'm going to start with the Faerytale. My word. This is, okay, we just had this recently. So these are best friends, Rose Red and Snow White. And this is about friendship. This is about best friends, the importance of best friends and sticking together. And their tale, if this is the Hans Christian Andersen story of how these ones they were safe in the forest. This is where they felt safe. The animal messengers were their friends, and they weren't afraid of anything. And they came upon a bear, and the bear had been, which they didn't know at the time, the bear had been, had a spell put upon it, this bear. And this, while they were in the forest, it was an enchanted forest, and they were taking care of one another, and they said that they would never leave one another. They would always be there for each other, no matter what. And so this is about love, the trust of the people who have been raised well, because they were raised to know loyalty. They didn't have much money, these ones, but they gave of themselves to everyone. So they were very loved. So the bear wasn't a bear. He was an enchanted prince. And what happened was, something happened between this whole situation, and the bear's, basically, the bear's coat fell from away from him, and he showed himself to be a prince. So in the end, there was a marriage. You know, the one, Snow White married the bear, which turned into a prince, and Rose Red married his brother. So it kept together. They kept together as a family. So basically, it's talking about doing good deeds. They didn't have much, but they gave of themselves always. Like today, my friend Doug, he doesn't have much, but look what he gave me. And I said, why are you doing this? And he said, karma. I want good karma. And it's my ears are ringing right now. So this is about sharing, no matter how much you have, and knowing that when you share, more comes to you and more good comes to you. Like I said, these ones were known. They lived in a little tiny cottage. They were known to be very generous and what's interesting about these, it makes me think of my twin and I, and also the duality of the dark and the light with all of us. And it's about loving the dark and the light within you, because there's Snow White. Snow White was very fair, and she was very quiet and very shy and gentle. And Rose Red was very vivacious. You can see by her hair. She was outgoing, she was talkative, and she was more aggressive, her energy. But they share and shared alike. They were glued at the hip. They were twin souls. They were best friends. And they stayed together, always. So what it's telling you is it's about embracing the darkness and the light within you. This is what they want you to know. That we need to love the darkness and the light the same. One does not exist without the other. Don't reject the darkness within you. And it's about being open and vulnerable and honest. This is why these ones were loved. And when the bear came forward, they weren't afraid of the bear. They knew the bear was their friend. So what it's showing you is what might frighten other people might be an opportunity for you to do something wonderful. And your generosity and the lack of fear that you show is going to give you the strength that you need. And it will bring blessings. So this is about family bonds. This is about sharing what little we have. It's about rewards for good deeds. It's about, when you share, you create abundance of your own. And it's about hospitality and generosity. It's about looking beyond appearances. They didn't know that bear could have eaten them. They could have been frightened of that bear, but they weren't. They saw beneath that bear. They recognized there was something loving, and they were not afraid. And that bear ended up being a prince. So it makes me think about, sometimes on the outside, somebody may appear to be gruff. I often talk about that with my Native American warrior, right? It's got that gruff exterior, but inside he's gentle. And they recognize this. So it's don't judge a book by the cover. See beyond the immediate appearances. And it's about rewards for having a good and gentle heart. Sorry I went quick, but I picked way too much here. And now we have religion. Oh Lord. We know how much I like religion. I'm being facetious. So this is about rules, commandments. And this one coming forward and having to obey by the rules. And you see this one. She doesn't look too happy. And basically the message in this is what they want you to know. That I am not religious, I'm spiritual. And religion forms you, much of who you are, and we have to be aware of this. And we have to come from an understanding that we are not bound by rules and the religious beliefs that we are raised to observe or to feel that we must obey. It's a form of black magic. And we've all been there. But we now need to learn to take everything, a little bit of everything that we have, and work with it. We are not bound by the rules. In a blessing, there's structure and a family feeling that religion is like a safe place for many. It makes you feel comfortable and safe and close to God, and it brings good energy. And it can be directed in a good way. And there's beauty in rituals. There are. A lot of it is about, your culture and where you come from. But in a bad way, it's the feeling, the need to adhere to strict beliefs, that you give your power away to the religion, and they make your choices for you. They cut you off from your family. They cut you off from the people that you love. If you don't do this, you're punished. This is about giving power to the church instead of power to self, and it can be abused. So this is about learning about the cultures of the world, different cultures of the world. The Native American cultures, the Buddhist cultures, the Jehovah's Witness culture, the Mormon culture, the Jewish culture. There's all kinds of things. There's good in every part of it. And it does sound exhausting, but we need to look at the differences and also see the similarities. What I was saying about what happened between me and Doug and this connection, it's just showing us, like I'm thinking about my twin, Jewish and Cherokee. But there's good in both. Archangel Metatron was the scribe, and I've seen him come to me as the Native American. Basically, it's showing you that the Jewish, the Native American, we're all one. We come from one God. It's religion that has divided us. It is man that's made those rules. Look at my nose getting all red. I was sitting out in the sun. Isn't that funny how fast that happens? I'm so fair. Maybe I'm Snow White. So this is about recognizing that there's good to be had in all, and we don't want to be bound by the dogma, by the religious rules. We have to learn this. We have to learn that there's a difference between faith and religion, by personal ethics and the rules of somebody ordering you to make this your own. So right now, Spirit wants you to examine your heart and say, this is what I believe, this is what I have, this is what I feel, this is mine. Like me, I've taken every bit of everything that I've ever learned and put it together. I'm not New Age, I'm not a witch, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, I'm not Jewish, I'm not Native American, I am Welsh, but I take a little bit of everything that I've studied and learned and I bring it together, and I'm me. I'm just me, I'm spiritual. And this is what we need to do. Who are you? Not who is your religion or how you were raised. This is what they want you to think about. Okay, hold on. Now we have the Akashic Tarot. Oh, Lord, I don't know if this... Okay, I heard it was upright. Okay, good. So the path's unknown. Wow, there's a lot going on in this, and I wish that I could zoom in. But you see a fox, which is adaptability, flexibility, and sneaky. We see the raccoon, which is adaptability, they're dexterous. I don't know what the heck it is. They're very nimble. They wear a mask. There's the squirrel that says it's time to get prepared. And there's a path that she's trying to choose from. And there's doves. 2 doves. Peace, harmony, prophecy, fulfillment. The light is shining through the trees. This is a little darker. This one is lit up and broad in the center. This one goes uphill. Which path is she going to take down? Where are you going to go? So she's sitting there, and you are at this place in your life trying to decide, which way am I going to go? Which path is the most beneficial for my life course? And this is something that you need to make the choice on, not anyone else. You need to make this decision. So she's got her knapsack there filled with, what does she have in there? Scrolls? Or does she have maps of different places that she wants to go? What is it that she's looking at? I mean, that she's carrying with her in that little knapsack? The squirrel is telling her to get prepared. And the woodlands that are around her, the 3 paths. Now, I don't necessarily want to take the brightest one in the center. The one to the left is darker, and there's more tree, and there's more growth. Now think about that. Yes, and it looks like it goes up, right? So it's a bit more of a challenge. And remember yesterday we said, it doesn't matter. Something may look like it was more of a challenge, and it may look more, but to me, I'm intrigued by that. I like challenge. It pushes me to be the best that I can be, strongest. So maybe you've been traveling this path, and you know this path. It's lit up. I'm familiar with this path, right? And you know what the expected outcomes are for this. But the other 2 paths, you don't know. They're not clear. So if you stay on the safe path, you're not going to get any opportunities the unseen opportunities. You can see everything on that safe path. You've been there. You know that path. But the one to the left, there may be options that pop up unexpected, and they might be risky. But you don't want to miss out on that. I don't want to know everything ahead of time. We have to have some kind of mystery. We live into our journey, and everything that we come across pushes us. So during this phase, we get to investigate the past that we don't know. And the decision is yours. That's what lies before you at this time. So as the fox says, are you flexible enough and brave enough to step into the shadows, says the raccoon? Are you prepared for something extraordinary? Because as the squirrel says, it's time to prepare. Stay alert, as the osprey has been telling us, because there are extraordinary opportunities that are coming, and they are in the unexpected places. This one's not quite as risky. This one's risky, but that's where I would go. I would take that path. And the peace doves are telling you you're going to be safe. You're guided. You're going to be okay. There's going to be challenges, yes, but what you're going to get from it is worth the risk. That's what they want you to know. What they want you to know is there needs to be a compromise. It's important to find a balance in order to make this situation come about in a peaceful way, whatever this situation is for you. So what you need to do is you need to figure out what is it that you absolutely must have. Because you want a happy outcome, and in order to have a happy outcome in this situation, Spirit says, or we're saying, you have to compromise. So get clear. What is it that's most important to you? And where would you be willing to concede, alter your course? So then once you know that, then you can kind of work towards something that's beneficial for both. And you have to be open to cooperating so that you both get what you want. Your needs are both fulfilled. And you have to be objective about finding a balance. You see the scales in front. You have to respect each one's viewpoint. But while you're respecting another's viewpoint, you're always being true to yourself. Blue is the truth, speaking the truth. Yellow, you are worthy. You're capable. I went and climbed a tree yesterday. Remember, yesterday, I was told by Spirit my twin needed his solar plexus, not the sacral, his solar plexus balanced. I said activated when I did the little video. But I went, and then one way to do that is to get my feet in the grass and climb a tree. So I did. I went and climbed a tree because it was something that my twin needed. So the colors, I can do anything I set my mind to. I am worthy. I'm connecting with my spiritual self. That's why the highest spiritual colors, there's love here between you. In the center of it all is spirit, truth, purity, innocence, and the light. We're connecting to that. That's when you make your decisions, and when you decide about the compromise, you must be true to yourself. You don't compromise your integrity, ever. And your last message, imagine Clearly imagine, clearly visualize the life that you want. Feel it in your soul and in your heart, and so it will come to be. No, I didn't read it right. Feel it in your heart and soul, so it will come to be. So visualize. Visualizing is powerful, powerful. That is what I see. This is a visualization for me. I am going to put my twin and myself in a protective shield. This is amazing for me as a visualization tool. Also, the fact that there's a major transformation taking place and the marriage of the dark and light. I want my twin and I to come together. This is the marriage of the twin souls. This is a representation. This is a princess bride asking for this to come to be true. So visualize. And if you can use visualization tools, all the better, right? So that was a gift from Spirit for me. And it's going to go right there so that I see it in a place of honor. Okay, so that was the first pile. That was what they want you to know. The second pile, look at this. Love this. Love the color of that. Okay, second pile. We're going to start with this one. We're going to start with the Akashic Tarot. Oh, and it's in reverse. That's interesting. So now what you see here is this couple. This boy and girl, and they're inside this gilded garden, this beautiful garden. She's very focused on the butterflies. She's focused on the transformation. He's looking ahead. Now, in the upright, they're playing, he's thinking broad-minded, and she's looking at all the details. This is all in the upright. But in the negative, if it's in reverse, there's difficulty. This is not an easy situation. This is not a fun game. This is a case where instead of happily playing in this gilded cage, things are upside down. Somebody's blaming somebody. You need to work things out. There's blame going on, a blame game. And it could be your inner child that's going on. Your inner child, or maybe there's a child in your life. But you need to have some help. There could be professional help that's needed, spiritual help, family help, counseling. Maybe you're trying to support children without interfering too much. Or maybe this is something about your childhood, something that's come from your childhood, and there needs to be patience and compassion. It's also saying that if you're having difficulties with children, easier times are on their way, and they want you to allow things to unfold the way they're meant to. But what I'm seeing when reading the card is upside down. She's looking at too closely at what's going on right here and missing out on all of this. He's not even paying attention to what's here. He's stressed out and worrying about what's going to come. He doesn't have any shoes on. I'm not equipped. I don't know if I can make it outside of this gilded garden. I'm protected and safe in here. She's looking at things way too close. She needs to step back and see the bigger picture. And he needs to recognize you don't have to worry about all the way out there. You're not there right now. You're here. And you are equipped. You have everything that you need. You can slip on some shoes and be prepared. You have everything that you need. Things are blossoming around you. There is growth. There is love and there is healing. Don't be so worried about what's coming down the road. And don't you be so caught up in the little details. Remember to take a step back and look at the broader picture. That's what you want them to know. The next one. Wow. We just got this one, didn't we? So here again, emphasis. Now, when we get emphasis like this, we have to pay extra close attention to this message because we just got it. So this is about, okay, being natural, being your true, organic, natural self. Not the label of who you are. Not the mom, the sister, the brother, the CEO, the Jew, the Cherokee. This is who you truly are. This is about habits that need to be shed and reactions to things that need to be looked at. Are you reacting instead of being the action, instead of responding? Question reactions. There are experiments and there are challenges in front of you. Experiments that you need to take or are there to be had. Challenges that you need to take a look at or overcome. This is about you not being the defenses that you have developed. That is not who you are. This is not coming from the demands of your family. This is not coming from your ego. This is talking about who you truly are. And everything and everyone is going to have something different. But we have to go beyond the labels, beyond our family, beyond our status. We have to go beyond where we came from and remember where we truly came from. This is about you and you alone. And this is how you need to express yourself in the world. You need to become your own natural self. Who are you before you were told who you were? Who were you at your organic roots? When you take away the money, the power, this position, then you're left with who you came in as. And you have a lot. Just that way. And when you do that, when you remove, that's why when people go on their spiritual path, we're stripped. I walked away from everything, my job, my money, my house. Many of us, most of us do when we go on our spiritual journey. We're stripped of that because we have to know that spirit is helping us. We're not getting where we are supposed to be because of our position, because of our job, because of our connections. We're getting ahead, we're moving ahead, and we're being helped because spirit is helping us, because of our connection to spirit. And that's what happens when we get right down to the raw organic real of who we are. That's when we can get balanced and centered. We get to our core of who we are. Now, in the reverse, you're relying too much on what other people have to say. And your self-worth is at the center of this. You don't recognize your self-worth. And when that happens, you are constantly at risk of losing your spiritual self. You're not centered. So this is about an over-reliance of you being identified by your job or your appearance. You know, the crowd that you hang with, the way you look, your wealth, your background, your culture. You need to go beyond yourself. This isn't, you don't have to go deep and make it all complicated, and it just requires quiet and true reflection and contemplation of who you truly are and what you truly are, what is driving you, what is it you truly want at your soul. You are not the definitions of what everyone else has given of you. You need to let that go, and you need to learn to listen to the voice within you and let yourself sing that song. Become your own natural self. The wild swans. Dedication. Okay, so the swan. We talked about the swan, the ugly duckling that didn't realize that they were actually an incredibly beautiful swan. And she's looking at this globe with this swan sailing by. And this little fairy, she was beautiful, and she was light, and she was shining. And yet, she also resembled this old woman who gave her these berries. I remember a dream recently. I was walking along, and I had a bag, and I had these berries in my bag. I know that they keep coming up, these berries. She was told of swans who had gold crowns on their heads. And there's something going on that her brothers, which were the swans, they're captured somehow. They've been captured somehow. And she's told that they could be free, but she had to use her courage in order to do this. And the seawater that was around, it changes the shape of the stones in her hands, and it gets sharp, but she doesn't feel the pain. So she doesn't suffer whatever the heartache or the anguish or whatever it is that she has to endure, because she needs to have courage for this. And she asks the pretty one, "Do you see this stinging nettle in my hand?" And there's a lot of these stinging nettles around the cave where you sleep. And only those are the ones that may be used. You must gather them, and they will burn your hands, and you'll get blisters on them. But you need to crush those nettles into flax, and you're going to spin them. And you're going to make mail. Do you know what mail is? It's a protective coating, an armor. And once you throw these over the 11 swans, the spell will be broken. But keep it in mind, from the moment you undertake this until it's done, even though it may last for years, you must not speak. Wow, my twin and I haven't spoken in 4 years, and at one point in my dream, I remember him saying, "This is going to be the hardest thing I've ever had to do, not be able to speak." I've got chills all over my body. So, and the first words that you speak will strike your brother's hearts like a deadly knife. So their lives are at the mercy of your tongue. So she cannot speak if she wants to keep them safe. And she does what she's asked to do, and the nettles, they burn like fire. But they awaken her. All the trials that she's going through are awakening her. So this is about a tale of suffering in order to save family or people that we care from something that is not a fate that they have chosen. It's a sacrifice. And you have to sacrifice without being recognized for the sacrifice. And it may be for a very long time. In this tale, we see the brothers. They're enchanted, right? They're swans. But the only one way to free them is to make that cloak of stinging nettles, which hurt her. And she can't talk about it. So for years, she's got these hands that are disfigured because of the burning and the pain. And she can't walk barely because the feet, when she walks upon those nettles, the same thing. She has to do all of this in silence. And it feels crazy. Why would you do this, right? Nobody understands what she's going through. She can't explain it to people. People mistrust her because of what she does. But she can't speak her truth. She has to keep doing what she's meant to do because she's dedicated to saving the ones that she loves. So this is about the madness of ones who discover ways of healing. And it might seem strange and bizarre that you have to go through something. What comes to mind for me is a burn victim. They have to do go through the most excruciating pain in order to heal. They have to allow the scabs to come, and then they have to scrape it off. God, it's the most painful and excruciating, but they have to do this. It's healing. It's healing to them. It's all part of the process, and it's brutal. And so you would think that that's crazy. Why would you do that? So in this message, there are people that are dedicated to something that you don't understand. They are single-mindedly focused on what they know is important. It's like our spiritual path. People don't understand. Like for myself, people don't understand why I don't date, why I don't throw myself out there. Why are you doing this? He's nowhere near. He's not around you. He doesn't even speak to you. You're crazy. I know what I was asked to do, and I know what I was shown. I know what I have to do, and I can't make you understand that, but it's not going to stop me from doing it because I love that person with my soul, with my light. And so I'm lonely and I'm in pain and it hurts me, but I do it because I know why I'm doing this. Now, it may be the spiritual path that you follow. People don't understand why you're not out partying and doing this and that. Why are you giving of yourself? Why are you making your life so easy? I mean, easy. Why aren't you making it more easy? Why are you making it so difficult? We give of ourselves for something with honor, for something that is more important for us. So it may be that you may not understand why somebody is doing something, and you might think it's crazy. But it will result in a healing, and there will be a breakthrough, just as Elisa, which is her name, which is interesting because my daughter's name is Elise. This is a message to me. It's a personal message, but I just got it. So this work might seem painful and weird and bizarre, but it saved her brothers, didn't it, in the end? So it's about being dedicated to your work, working through pain to create results, single-mindedly having a focus on your passion. It's about being misunderstood because of the dedication that you have, and maybe silently working without being able to explain something for a while, maybe for quite a while. And it's definitely working without having other people's approval. That's what they want you to know. They also want you to know, I think I said this right? What do they want you to know? What you want? Maybe this is what you want them to know. I can't remember, sorry. You'll know. Pay attention from the beginning. Maybe we should write this down. Anyway, there's going to be a peaceful resolution, which is awesome because it doesn't even matter, because in the end, if there's a peaceful resolution, that's what we want. Whatever challenges that you're going through right now, all the conflict is going to cease. It's going to come to an end, and it's going to be replaced with harmony. Even if, as we said yesterday, you may have to go away and disagree, and there may be fights, and there may be problems, but we saw, even though that one duck went away from the other, remember the three that were going to part? He was going to part from them. It came around full circle, and in the end, there would be a harmony established. Now, harmony established doesn't necessarily mean you guys are going to agree on the same thing. We disagree, but we can agree to disagree. Whatever it is, if it's a time when there's a disagreement, it shows that it will be resolved in your favor. And this may be illegal. If there's a legal issue that you're dealing with right now, if you're in the middle of arbitration, trying to battle something out, it might be, fighting with a friend or fighting with family. It's going to go in your favor. So Spirit's asking you to be forgiving and understanding with ones who have done something wrong. Allow peace to come and allow everybody to have the dignity and the grace that they deserve, because we all mess up. I watched this in my dream too. In the end, it's going to come out in the wash. In the end, we just want to be peaceful. I just want peace. Let's just move forward. Do you know that this is a rose of peace? That's the color of a peace rose. That's what that rose is, and it's sitting on my desk in a white vase, which represents purity and innocence, and the green for growth and love and healing. No mistakes, all this stuff happens. So the next message we have, we got that one, didn't we? And we did this, and we did that. So the last one is determination. Determination, perseverance, and patience will lead to a positive outcome. This is a guarantee. And the last pile. I'm doing better today. We're only at 40 minutes. Oh, we got this one upside right. All right, so here we see Adsum. Adsum. I looked this up the last time. Remember, I didn't know the word, so now I know it. And we should probably look up the number 22, even though I know that it means that we're on the right path. Let's look up the actual angel number meaning for 22. And I didn't, maybe for the other one, because it wasn't focused upon for me, but for some reason, this one is coming up. So for 22, the angels can see the positive results of your prayers, and they want you to have patience. We just got patience, didn't we? And stay optimistic while the final details are being worked out in spirit. This is an urgent call from the angels to keep the faith. Keep the faith. It's going to be okay. So Adsum, you see this one sitting at a desk reading a book of knowledge. The light is the light, right? Archangel Uriel. I've been calling upon Uriel. And you see the ancient ones or the ancestors, and you see the magic from the fairies, and you see the butler bringing forward more books of knowledge, and the angel leaning over her shoulder, whispering in her ear. Now she's listening. She may be listening to something that she doesn't see. She may be listening to something that she's heard in a dream. She may be hearing a song. She may be hearing an animal messenger. She might be getting an epiphany. She may just literally be hearing her highest self speaking, or the angel speaking to her in meditation. But see the look on her face? She's like, Adsum has many meanings. But it means I am here. I'm with you. I've arrived. I'm working with you. I am at your side. So what it shows you is that you have strength. You're not alone. Look who all's with you. The ancestors, the ancient ones, your family, your dead loved ones that are guiding you in spirit, your archangels, the books of knowledge, your own intuition. Don't be distracted. They want you to stay present. They want you to stay focused. Use that word, Adsum. Say it, Adsum. If ever you're being distracted, and it will bring you back to the present where you're focusing on your own strength. I'm here, right? I am here. I am present. I am now. Remember that little girl? She was so focused on the butterfly. She was so focused. I'm talking about the butterflies all around that princess's dress, right? My divine masculine, who's showing up in the divine feminine. All the butterflies. You're focused on the little details of things. She's sitting there with a magnifying glass. You're so worried about what's going on here that you're not present with what's going on around you. Be present. Stay present. You don't want to be like the boy either, who's so freaking out about what's coming that he can't stay present. So it talks about, the word also is about your goals and your dreams arriving. I am here, right? Your wishes are coming. So what you want to do again is visualize. It already it's already happened. My daughter wanted something. It was very important to her, and she needed help. She couldn't do it alone. And she started getting negative and worried. And I said, you know what? See it as it's happened. Say thank you. And see the loan coming through. Yes, it's coming. And I did a reading for her, and I saw that it was coming, and I saw where it was coming from. But the message was the message we got yesterday. You'll know better in the morning. But I said, you need to hold a positive mindset. Yeah, but that person always is. Don't do that. Focus on the good qualities of that person. And say to that person, I appreciate how much you know how much this means to me. I appreciate how much you love me. I know you love me. I know you want what's best for me. And I appreciate you doing this for me. Thank you. Focus on that before, as if this is what you're focusing on. That's the energy you're sending to that situation, bank, individual, person, whatever. Positive. You're sending that energy. You can affect change for the positive by doing that. Don't focus on the negative in your worry. Focus on it happening and stay in a space of gratitude. So no matter what's going on right now, Spirit's with you. Look where Spirit is all around you. And they're reaching out to you. The light, they're shining the light on what you need to see, on what you need to focus on, upon what you need to hear. And from the magical fairies to your great-grandparents, to your grandma, to your archangels, to your spiritual guide, they're all there in all different forms all around you at all times. So at this time, Spirit wants you also to pay attention to them. Be present. If you have grandma, if you have a friend that's helping you, if you have a mentor that's there, that's literally present with you, thank you. Thank you for always being here for me. Thank you. I know, even if you have disagreements, I know how much you love me. I know this is coming from a place of love. Focus on that. Focus on that, because we want peace. We want a peaceful resolution, don't we? Okay, next message. Hunter, aggressor, tracker, provider. This looks like Little Red Riding Hood to me. She's got the red hood on. Look at her blue eyes and her dark hair. I love that color combination. So hunter, aggressor. She's got kind of a look at the way she's got her lip kind of turned up at the corner. That kind of mischievous look. So this message we've had recently too, and it's telling you that you have grown to believe that you have to be the aggressor. You have to hunt and track down and kill whatever it is that you want to have in order to be satisfied. There's a part of you that believes that you have to conquer, that there's a competition of some sort, and that you only want it if somebody else wants it, or you can only have it if somebody else doesn't have it. So I think about love. When this comes up, when you love, you don't run out of love. But some people feel that way. If you love her, you can't love me. That's not true. That's not true. If I give that to you, that doesn't mean, look at, she's got blood on her nose. She's a scrapper. This one's a scrapper. There's a way to find what you need without taking it from someone else. There's a way that you can win in a competition where you feel there's only going to be one survivor. But there's other ways to go through what it is that you want, to get what you want, and find what you need deeply within yourself. So it is true, there is something true about the word being a hunter, because something must die if you're a hunter. If you want to eat the food on the table, if you're an animal eater, someone has to give it up, right? Someone has to die. Energy has to be taken in order for something to be generated, right? So there's the chase and there's the hunt. There's the chase. We all have that hunter within us. And we have to give something of ourselves in order to get something that we need. So this is about becoming the hunter within yourself, finding the courage within you to go after the opportunities that maybe you think you haven't been given. Maybe you feel that you don't have the courage to go after what you truly want. But that's not true. There's a hunter within us all. And nobody's going to do this for you. It's not going to come to you. You have to go after what it is that you want. Yes, you do have the courage to go after what it is that you want. It's natural to have this drive within us. And it's time for you to actively seek what it is you want and see how far your courage will take you. You have the strength within you. Now, in the negative, we're going to look like this one, right? There's a potential that you're going to become ruthless and you get distracted and you go after what you want and you forget your principles and your integrity. But you need to maintain your discipline and your focus. So right now, figure out what is it that you want. And don't ask somebody else to bring it to you or go after it for you. And while you're hunting for something on the outside, you're also hunting for something on the inside of yourself. And you've got to find yourself inside of you, that courage to go after what it is and chase what it is that you want to make your own. And be honest about what it is. There's honor in going after what it is that you want. It doesn't have to be ruthless. It doesn't have to be a vicious competition. And you don't take from somebody else to get what you want. But you must go after it yourself. Gretel. You know the story of Hansel and Gretel? How they were tricked by that wicked witch, and she wanted to cook them. I watched this last night in my dream. I did. I watched this man, this farmer, who was cutting the legs off of this deer that ended up being a a gentle person, and he was trying to tell me it was a chicken, and I said, no, this isn't a chicken, this is a human. So somebody that was afraid to move forward because of the aggressiveness of this person who lived on this farm, and I was trying to stop it. It was horrible. There was a lot of messages in it. Somebody wanted something, and they were afraid to go after it, and it was as if their legs were being cut off. They couldn't move forward, but they could, because they were able to get up and walk out. They literally, after he cut her legs off, she got up and walked out of the room, and I was like, how could she do that? Because she was still able to walk. She wasn't, it was all in her mind, or his. So this story about Hansel and Gretel, remember they dropped the crumbs so that they could find their way back? They were lost, but they were out there, but they had those little crumbs. So they're not lost. But this is where the family throws them out, their own family. They were abandoned deliberately by their natural father and their stepmother. Stepmother talks the father into doing something that's unspeakable, which happens a lot in step families. It really does. And this is about the children passing this horrible test, and they undertake it. It's about using their brains when they're being threatened. So Hansel, he's the first one. He's smart. He leaves breadcrumbs behind to let, you know, them find their way back. But when he does that, that was the last of their food. And they were able the first time, but now they can't, the second time, they don't have that help. So, because they were taken back. But the courageous brother, he confronts the problem. Even though he's afraid. Remember, we're finding our courage within the fear that we have. Abandoned, deserted, nearly devoured by this crazy witch. But he's starving. What are you starving for? His hunger made him do something that was dangerous. And he wanted to go after that candy house. And what happened? He was drawn in by something. He was hungry for something. Attention, acceptance, approval, sex, drugs, alcohol. What is it that you were craving that was enticing to you? I wanted that. But then what happened? He was put into a cage, and he was going to be eaten. So he made that mistake. But he's in that cage, and he's still facing his fear, and he tries to fool the witch, who wishes to eat him and his sister. So what's going on here is showing you that you need to outwit. You need to find a clever way to outwit the ones that are trying to harm you right now. Yes, there are ones that are trying to trick you and harm you. You might feel that you can't, but you can. You do have the courage within you. When I went outside, I said, you need to call the police. You need to call the police. You need to stop this person from doing this, right? The person that he was frying up in the pan, telling me that it was a chicken when it was literally a human. Because the reason he was doing it, think about that. Somebody was being cut off. They were threatened because if you go there, we'll cut you off from the family. So they were cutting them off. And they were frying them. You were fried. We were cooking him. His goose is cooked. Or he was basically baked. And think about that. You're baked. What does that mean? This will affect everybody else in a different way. And I was saying, call the police. Stop him from doing this. And the person tried to call the police, but the police hadn't gotten there yet. And I was so upset. I went outside and I hid against the side of the house. And the grandson of the man who owned the farm came out, and I said to him, your grandfather is a sick fuck. And he says, it's just the way we are. So whatever this man was doing, it was wrong. I knew it was wrong, but it's just the way we are. And I said, so are you going to do that too? Just because this is the way we are? We've got the religion thing, right? This is just how it's been done. But do you have a brain of your own, a heart of your own, a choice of your own? Are you going to do that too, even though you know it's wrong? And I wanted to pick up a rock and smash the glass house. The glass. Now think about that. I'm throwing a rock, but I couldn't get the rock to hit the glass. I wanted to startle them to stop this from happening because I didn't want this person to suffer. But the fact that there was glass it didn't do it. I wasn't able to hit it. So I thought about, running and hiding. Sometimes we want to run and hide from what we're afraid of, but that doesn't stop the problem. And if I throw that rock and break the glass, everyone will know I did it. So you have to find your courage. You have to outthink. Now, hiding might be something you need to do at a time. That might be outthinking them. You can't be gullible right now. You don't want these ones to think that you know, let them think what they want. That's one thing that's actually cool. Let them think that you are at a disadvantage. But don't be gullible. Don't be foolish. Use your wits. Think quickly like the fox. Remember, we need to be adaptable. Use our mind. You have the courage. Develop that courage. And sometimes we have to be in a situation like this where it pushes us to be courageous on the behalf of someone else. There's something within you. You want to be better. You want to do something that's going to be helpful. This is an opportunity to work as a team. Hansel and Gretel working together. The team. Remember, Snow White and Rose Red, they never left one on the other side. They're energetically, I'm with my twin always. I was with him all night in my dreams. I keep him shielded and protected. I wrap shielding around him. I ask for it. I never leave him. So right now, be shrewd, be wise. Yeah, feel the fear. It might be a risky situation, but that doesn't matter. And in this time, you need to use the energy. You need to use that fear to propel you forward. And that way, you're going to be able to use the smartest thinking and the quickest actions that you've ever had to take. Sometimes that's what makes us move. It's the time. And you need to trust. This is a situation that's calling for trust on your behalf. This doesn't necessarily show you that you're going to see what you think that you need to see. Maybe you're not going to get a yes or no answer to a question. Sometimes there is no yes or no. Sometimes Spirit says it's best that you don't know what's coming. Remember, where's the card? Not this one. Hold on. This little boy, so worried about what's out there, right? And this one, well, I know this path. I feel safe here. You know the song Counting Stars by, not Counting Stars. Is it Counting Stars by One Republic? I feel so right doing the wrong thing. I feel so right doing the wrong thing. This feels right, but it's wrong. I know it. This feels wrong, but I know it's right. It's dangerous. It's scary. It's risky. Spirit wanted us to take a risk. Remember, that was our message yesterday. So, where are we? Trust. Spirit says, you're not going to know what's around that corner. We're not telling you what's around that corner. Sometimes it's better that you don't know. Because sometimes we wouldn't move ahead if we realized the challenges that we were going to go into. But those challenges are what made us stronger and have brought us to where we were. If I had known what I was going to have to go through 4 years ago, would I have agreed to take this on? Probably not. It's better not knowing. Also, it's not even about a scary situation. I'm looking at what's here. There's a gentle deer coming forward. You may have come out of a difficult situation. You're not quite sure of where putting your foot, so you walk gently on your path. Or you might be going into a situation such as now where I don't quite know where I'm going, so I walk gently on my path. My knees are weak at this moment. I'm not strong on my feet yet. But there's a fairy, the magic fairy right there, that's leading you, bringing you information, bringing you to the right people, the right places at the right time. Exactly, synchronistic events. That's Spirit's magic. There's a butterfly of transformation here. There's crystals, the energy and support of crystals, and the color of your heart chakra. Love heals everything and everyone. You've got the Ascended Masters behind you. You've got the backing of Spirit. You've got the light, Uriel, shining the light down on you. Sometimes they don't want you to know because they want to bring you something magic. They want to bring you a surprise. It's like opening a present. So trust that Spirit's got something amazing in store for you. It's not terrifying and awful. There's something wonderful. Even if they can't tell you quite now what it is. They want you to trust. Something amazing is about to happen. Heart and soul. So when making your decision, take into account what your heart and soul are saying. Sometimes the mind can deceive us, choosing through love, not fear. Choose through love, not fear. Because often, it's our fear that makes the choice. I had a client yesterday. She knew she needed to get out of a toxic situation. This person was a full-on narcissist. It was very, very clear, and she tried to do it before. She had said, I'm leaving. But then they came back, and I told her, Spirit showed her very clearly that you can't try and convince them of what they're doing because they'll tell you that you're doing something wrong. And they'll come back and they'll be very charming and they'll give you a gift and they'll say they'll do this for you. Remember, we had opportunities that were coming in front of us. And we had something that was going to be offered. And one was a toxic offer and one was a blessed offer. Did you get talked back into taking that toxic offer? She did. He was so charming and he was so this. But now he's telling me that it's my fault that this has happened and that he was sick. He's sick now, and it's because of me. And I apologized, and I said, I'm so sorry. And I said, wow, do you just realize that everything Spirit told you just happened? Everything. That is the classic narcissist. They bring you in, they give you a little, and then they pull it away from you, and then they give you just a little bit more, and then they slowly pull away farther and farther until you're chasing after them, and you're begging for it. And then they're abusive to you. And then if you do get strength, they come back all charming and sweet. No, I'm so sorry. And they treat you wonderfully. And you're right. Thank you for pointing that out. And then they turn on you again. But now it's your fault. And now you're saying sorry to them because now they've got you. And so she said to me, I know that I was supposed to do that. And I made the choice to do it. But I didn't get tingles in my body like I do when I know that this is a positive thing. And then when I chose, I thought, well, maybe I should stay here and work on my spiritual self and not judge that person, right? I'm not supposed to judge and let him do what he, needs to do and maybe by my example. And I said, and she goes, and then it felt good. And I said, it felt good because you're used to it. It felt good because it was familiar. Of course it's going to feel good. No, that's not going to feel good. You've not done that before. That's scary. I don't know that path. This, it's familiar. It's the same thing as an abused person. Why do you stay with your abuser? Because they know it. They don't know what happens. What if I leave? I don't know what will happen if I leave. They've told me I can't do this on my own. Of course they've told you that. Because if you believe in yourself and you recognize that you have just as much strength as they do, probably more, because they're only acting this way because they're insecure. They're holding you back because they're afraid if you find that you have your own power, that you're going to leave them. And they're going to have to do their own work because right now they're sucking the life out of you. They're cutting you off at the knees. They're frying you up. They're saying that you're a chicken. You're not. You know where you come from. Trust in Spirit. Trust in the fact that Spirit is with you. Trust in the fact that the ancient ones are with you and they're guiding you and they're speaking to you. You know what they're saying. Listen to what they're telling you. They're all around you. You may feel that you're the only one in that house, but you're not. Look who's with you. Spirit is with you. Your highest self is with you. Your twin soul is with you, whether she's or he is right in front of you or not. Your grandmother is with you, your great-grandmother, the ancient ones, the books of knowledge, the things that you have learned. Listen. Pay attention to the whisperings of your heart. You know. Trust in Spirit. There's going to be a peaceful resolution. Yes, they threaten to cut you off. But Spirit says, that's a threat. They don't want to lose you. Now, in some situations, you want them to be cut off. Agree to disagree. There's a compromise. All right. I understand where you're coming from. I understand that you love me, and I appreciate that. And focus on the good. That's where the forgiveness comes. Focus on the good. But stay determined. Persevere through it. It will lead to a positive outcome. Spirit is guaranteeing you. Visualize it. Imagine it. Clearly as the way you see it, and it will come to be that. I told my daughter to do that, and the next morning she got the positive message. She's getting what she wanted. She held a positive thought. She kept positive energy towards those people. She knew she deserved it. So what is it that your heart is saying? Your soul, not your mind. Her mind, that woman's mind, my client's mind, tricked her into thinking she was doing the wrong thing. But like the song says, it feels so right doing the wrong thing. It feels so wrong doing the right thing. Because you're breaking a pattern, and that's why you're here. That's why you have awoken. To break the karmic cycle. To break the patterns. And recognize, I don't have to pay attention to the rules and the religion and the ways of everyone else. I am not who they say I am. I am who I say I am. I'm not my money. I'm not my position. I'm not my heritage. I am me, organic, at my spiritual roots. I am never alone. I know what true loyalty and friendship is. And it's not what's in front of me right now. I would rather have nothing and have loyalty and love and know that I am safe and trusted. But recognize that when you choose that, you are blessed. You are blessed with more. Trust that Spirit's got your back. Trust. Use your brain. Let them think they outwit you. But run from that. Do what you need to do. You have the courage within you. Be the example to others. Sometimes it's painful, what you have to go through for others. But it's worth it in the end. I'm looking at this shell that Doug gave me, one of the shells, and I'm seeing the snail. Do you see it? With his little antennae and his little eyeball. See the little eyeball and his little mouth? I'm also seeing a pig, and it's even pink. Pig talks about prosperity and abundance. Spirit says you will be abundant if you follow your path. And look at, it's like the nautilus of growth. You start very little, and you stretch yourself, and you grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And along the way, you provide, you get yourself a shell. You get tough. Life's tough, wear a helmet. And there's spikes on you, and you know how to protect yourself. But you're cloaked in love. You don't have protection. You don't overprotect yourself. The pig is very prominent. The pig is standing out for me. But the snail, slow and steady. You don't have to do it all at once. Your business, it's going to be prosperous. You're going to grow. It's going to grow. You do have the strength and endurance to see it through. And with strength and perseverance and determination, you will succeed. You will expand. And there will be love along the way. And the pig is prosperity. You will be prosperous. That's what Spirit tells you. Have a fantastic day, you guys. I love you. Bye.